Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 33. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got two guests with us today, Mister Wrecked, and we've got a new guest, R1p0l0gy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. So normally we get the podcast started with what have we been doing this week in gaming other than Destiny. Sometimes we talk about Destiny, but I want to start right off because with something else completely. Right now, Twitter's on fire. The Destiny world is on fire. There's a huge glitch in the game right now that can basically, well, from what I've been told, it can only be done on PC. And at first, people were screaming that it was ruining Trials, and now that Bungie has addressed it and said they're not gonna revert the game or probably take away any rewards. Everybody under the sun pretty much is probably crafting broken weapons and taking them into Trials with them right now to get themselves an adept igneous hammer. So if you're watching now and you somehow haven't heard about this yet, basically you can you can combine a bunch of different weapons together at the moment by utilizing a frame glitch on PC that allows you to craft auto rifles with aggressive shotguns. I saw earlier a bunch of people were using it to craft dual eager edge swords. I don't know how that worked in comparison to what I did.
A single shatter skate with it will take you halfway across the ship puzzle inside Kingsfall.
No, what I mean is the glitch that allows you to quickly to put.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure how, but they must be utilizing a similar concept to oh, hold on here. To get the double eager edge swords. Anyway, right now everybody's pulling in an aggressive frame auto rifle into Trials, and Crucible is just amok right now. And Bungie basically went on Twitter and just said, "Have fun, everybody." So that's what we're doing. What are your thoughts on it, Rect? I know what you thought about it earlier.
We are aware of an issue that allows specific weapon perks to be crafted into other legendary weapons that are investigating a fix, which will result in these weapons being reset in the future. We currently don't have any plans to disable Trials of Osiris due to this issue. Also, they cited their ban policy that specifically says in-game glitches will never get somebody banned.
Yeah.
So, for anybody out there saying it's cheating, Bungie says get fucked. When this first happened, I was not happy about it, that it was in Trials, but mostly that's because I was worried they were going to do a rollback. And Trials is on Javelin 4 this week, which is a very good map, and it's Igneous Hammer with the new perk pool. So I was excited to go farming, but I didn't want to have to deal with the bullshit. But since Bungie said, have fun, well, anybody that's played the game for long enough and remembers when Prometheus Lens first came out, and happens to have the old laser tag emblem, it's laser tag all over again. So that's just how I'm going to treat it. It is what it is. If Bungie's not going to roll it back and they're just going to fix the guns later, or they're not going to roll back rewards from this weekend and just fix the guns later, there seems to be no better option than to join in on the war crimes. So that's what I'm doing.
Hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I should say you can do this on console as well. People have managed to make it work on console as well.
Did they manage to make it work on console, or did they just do it on PC and then start playing on their console?
Nope. There are a number of content creators that show it actually being done on console.
That's impressive. So.
Well, I'm going to have to check that one out.
There you go. Right on. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, if you're playing Destiny this weekend and that hasn't been stopped, go do it. Go have some fun. Enjoy Trials. Get an Igneous Hammer, or go enjoy some PvE content with ridiculously overpowered weapons.
You should at least sign into the game and play some PvE and some PvP in case they do one of these emblem things, because when they did it for Prometheus Lens and they did it for Lord of Wolves, you had to have been playing on a specific weekend, and they didn't let you know ahead of time it was going to be a thing. So everybody within the sound of this voice should definitely at least jump into the playlist once and play around, even if it sucks. That way you can potentially get an emblem later.
That's a good point. Yeah, because both times this type of thing happened, they gave emblems out at a later date for it. And I even though I was playing Destiny during laser tag, I didn't play that weekend, so I missed out on. And that's a great emblem. I love that emblem when I see it, but I don't have it, and it pisses me off.
I'll be taking off my trials, never always leading emblem, just to have the laser tag emblem this whole weekend probably.
Oh shit! I might be able to get that emblem. Let's go.
Ooh.
Let's do it. All right. Anyway, okay. So we just wanted to bring the breaking news to you beautiful humans right away, so you could try to enjoy it before it does actually get fixed and rolled back. Well, not rolled back, but like your weapon goes away. So on top of that, let's do the general start. So, Wrecked, have you been doing anything other than playing Destiny this week?
I've been farming GMs all this week.
Farming GMs. So you've been rolling in GMs.
I've got like 40 Warden's Laws sitting in my vault at the moment.
Oh my goodness. You got any God rolls?
I don't have the specific role I'm looking for, but I do have a couple. Yeah, I do have a few 5 out of 5. Nice just not my personal 5 out of 5.
Ah. Okay. Well, Destiny, boring. What is the GM this week?
It's the new Battleground.
Europa.
It's the Battleground they rolled into it, yeah.
Europa.
It's actually pretty easy.
Is it?
I thought the one with the big shrieker was going to be a pain in the ass, but it's not. It's very easy.
I saw someone one-manning it, and it was a funny clip on Twitter because he had like 1% health left, and he missed a shot and had to reload, and he was standing on this beam way at the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting shot, and he jumped to get out of the way.
Shatter dived.
Yeah, and then he shatter dived and missed the thing and died. It was so funny. I laughed.
Yep.
I didn't even feel bad. I was like, why did you do that? First of all, he definitely panicked. Didn't want to die. Well, didn't want to be up anymore, but I think he would have been just fine if he just landed. But he fucking shatter dived, man.
Yeah, anyway, those cables in the back of the room are a little treacherous.
Obviously, yeah, definitely for sure. All right, Rip, do you play stuff other than Destiny? I guess I should ask that.
Yes, I do. I play Grand Theft Auto, NBA. By the way, for those of you who are into NBA, the new 2K24 just came out. It's pretty good. Besides, the shot timing is a lot different, so be prepared to start screaming. And then I like playing Borderlands. For those of you who want to play Borderlands, hit me up. My name is the same exact thing as my Twitch name.
Cool. Borderlands. I used to play Borderlands 2 a lot, but I never could get my ass into Borderlands 3. I've started it
rough.
I've started it 3 times, and I've made it to the second planet, and then I always, before I get off that planet, I stop playing. Every single time. I can't even remember.
It's kind of a tough game to first get into. I've noticed that because I played the old Borderlands. I'm used to the old Borderlands. I can't get into Tiny Tina's whatever it's called. I couldn't get into that. I still can't.
Wonderlands.
Yeah.
I have a poster on my wall.
But
I love Tiny Tina. She's like my favorite video game character of all time.
I can understand not getting into Borderlands 3. The writing in Borderlands 3 is dog shit compared to the other
wasn't
games.
very good. It wasn't.
And
the DLCs were actually kind of good.
Borderlands just is
The
no
deal-
fun without the Borderlands humor, and it doesn't hit right in 3.
That's because everybody went back, or they adapted to the time frame with everything going on. They were careful with what they were doing, so that the game didn't get canceled, which was very likely to happen knowing that game series.
Yeah, I suppose things were a little bit different. On
I don't know.
releases.
Tiny Tina's hits all the same notes that the old games used to.
Yeah,
I think
doesn't?
it's a
Really?
far superior game in terms of writing than 3 was by leaps and bounds.
Maybe.
I might have to force myself to get into it.
Yeah, I never played that far into 3. I love 2 though. 2 is incredible. I played that all the time. Played all the DLCs, all that stuff, and then 3. I just can't get past I guess probably the 25% mark of the game. But I bought the edition that had everything. So I'm sitting here with tons of game that I could play, but I haven't. And
The
then
DLCs are worth it.
when
That's
I-
what I can tell you.
when I got my Steam Deck, I put it on there. I was like, maybe I'll play it on my Steam Deck, and then that was the third time I started it and got to the second planet, and then I was done again. I was just like, God damn it! Why can't I get any further? Right on. Anyway, so I've been playing more Starfield, obviously in addition to Destiny, but this segment is about other games. Holy shit!
Sorry.
That's so fucking loud.
No call.
Anyway, and it's getting a little better. If anybody watched last week's episode, I was I was pretty down on Starfield. The beginning of the game is pretty boring. The exploration is incredibly boring, which was kind of the exciting aspect for a lot, space game. Get to explore all this stuff, and it's all land on a planet. There's 3 or 4 different points of interest. After you do 2 or 3 planets, they're all the fucking same. The curated content is pretty good. So, but part of what sold the game to a lot of people was, it was supposed to be this procedurally generated, interesting exploration. The problem with catered content is there's not enough of it. So everything in between it is really boring. But I started modifying my ship this week, and that really got me into it a little bit more. I'm more interested now because the space flight is more interesting to me. I can haul more cargo, which, if you know Bethesda games, they have the fucking system where you can barely pick up anything before you get over encumbered, and it's super annoying, and your ship could barely hold 3 times the amount that you could. So it was really frustrating. But you're able to buy cargo upgrades, and now I can throw an entire planet inside my ship and it just fly off. So that was pretty neat. I liked that. And I'm super overpowered.
Starfield looks like a good game
Yeah, it's
as far as shipbuilding, anyways.
well, the shipbuilding is definitely really extensive, but I wasn't sure if I cared at first. But now that I started doing it, and you're adding upgrades and additions, and at first I didn't think spaceflight was gonna be fun because it seemed really boring. But now that I could just roll into a battle and just completely annihilate everybody, it feels way better. It does to me anyway. So, my point is, last week, if I had to rate it, it would have been pretty low. It's slowly moving its way up, and then, which is what everybody's been saying, you have to play the game for a long time for it to get good, which is really a stupid concept, but I wanted to give Bethesda the benefit of the doubt, and it is getting better, so we'll see if it continues to get even better.
How many hours in now?
I'd have to double check. It's probably 14 or 15.
It's wild to me that people sing the praises of the game that you got to get 14 hours in for it to
Well, let's be
tolerable.
clear. I'm really bad at going the proper route. So, from what I understand, is you should play the main story, more because then you unlock. From what I've heard and what I understand, and spoilers for anybody, not super spoilers, but you unlock new abilities that aren't in your tree that you can't see that make the game more fun. But it has to be done through the main quest. So I have to actually do that, and then maybe I'll hit that point. So maybe the game can get good before 14 or 15 hours. But because I'm really bad at getting distracted and doing other things, it's taking me a long time to get to where it needs to be. But if you didn't know that stuff, like it wouldn't matter. You wanted to go explore and whatnot, you could end up 40 hours before you find any of that interesting stuff. Which is bad game design. Plain and simple. I'm sorry, Xbox fanboys, but it's bad game design. It's just bad game design. Plain and simple. Easy peasy. And anybody praising Starfield for a 10 out of 10, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Your opinion is absolutely wrong. It is not a 10 out of 10. At best, it's an 8 out of 10. At accurate, it's a 7 out of 10. And if you only judge the first 10 hours of the game, it's a 6 out of 10.
The new PlayStation Portal, which is supposed to be in comparison for the Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, etc., that is coming out in November for $200.
Oh, it's just a streaming device, though. It doesn't actually have any power.
Yeah.
That's why it's so cheap.
It doesn't. But at least I get to take it to work with me.
I might actually utilize it. The reason for that is I have a PS Vita, and I used to play like really just kind of like environmental games on my Vita, like streaming from my PlayStation 4 to my Vita. So it's kind of the same idea, same concept. So I found it really good for things like Life is Strange. I played all the Life is Stranges on my Vita because like the streaming lag doesn't really like affect a game of that nature. As long as you're not playing an action game, I find them really good. And we'll see if this thing actually combats some of that stream lag. We'll see. I don't know. Like
it's definitely not going to be.
I've streamed a lot of games and they are almost never good to stream an action game. Mind you, I've been using my PlayStation Plus more to stream, instead of downloading games, you can stream like PlayStation 3 games and then some PS4 games and stuff like that. And
I started playing God of War 3 and because of the streaming thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow. This actually works.
Well, that was the thing. I decided, even though I had it on my computer, I saw My Name is Pedro, which is, if you don't know the game, it's like a side-scrolling, crazy action, slow-motion style shooter. And I popped it in, and I was like, surely this can't be good streaming. And it felt great. It felt clean, but it wasn't like super next-gen graphics or anything, so like maybe they're not that far yet, but like a little game like that, it felt really good. So if they're using the same technology inside this little thing as they are for whatever it takes to stream from their PS3 servers to your PS5, then maybe it will be a pretty good little thing. People are kind of knocking it right now because it doesn't have any power like behind it, like you're not playing anything on it, and they're surprised that people are charging $200. But I mean, look at it from the perspective of the fact that it has a DualSense controller attached to it, which are $100.
Yeah, that's $100 in itself, and then you're paying for a tablet
in the middle. Your argument is not making this better. It's just making PlayStation look worse.
Oh, well, these guys right here are $89.99. Sorry.
Yes, I know, and it's highway robbery. $89.99 for a controller that's designed to fail in a relatively short amount of time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would totally
know, because I've had mine for a while.
Oh yeah, I never broke any of my PlayStation 4 controllers.
I expect Hall effect joysticks. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Okay. Do you play
They
Nintendo?
should be standard with Hall effect joysticks.
Do you play Nintendo?
Go get you a Pro controller.
Do I play Nintendo? I have a Switch in my in my other room.
You ever have to replace a Joy-Con? Guess
Well,
what? It's the
Nintendo-
same fucking price. I don't hear you
Nintendo
complaining about
is-
them.
Absolutely.
But hold on.
You
If you get
better
the-
be careful even saying Nintendo. They might come and DMCA your stream.
I don't make any money.
They don't care.
You could
Yeah, they
go and get the Edge, and then you don't have to replace it. Well, you do, but at the same time, they make it easier to replace.
Either way, my point was Joy-Cons are just as expensive. The Xbox controllers that are $50 are garbage. You need to buy a Pro controller for Xbox, which is like $89.99. Like, it's no different. It's all the same. The default stuff that comes with PlayStation is just higher quality, so that's why it's expensive.
Homie, you're gonna
Hold
spend
on,
$200
I still
for
have
a
Xbox.
remote play device, and you're gonna get stick drift in a month of constant use.
I have never gotten stick drift on a Sony controller in my life.
Never.
Bro, I have 5 PS4 and PS5 controllers that all have stick drift in my house right now.
Well, you need to stop jerking them off or something. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy. I literally
They've
have,
all got stick drift,
I literally have
and
4
they all.
PlayStation 4 controllers that I had since the launch of the PlayStation 4. And then I've had these 2 PlayStation 5 controllers. I mean, not as long, obviously, only 2 years, but they're perfectly fine. They're the launch controllers that came with the console. And my Joy-Cons, which cost $89. My original, my original, I had to get replaced. And by replaced, I mean I had to buy new ones because of stick drift. So, anyway, maybe I'm being a Sony fanboy, but these are
We established that last week.
Yeah, we did.
He said, "Hop off."
But that's just my experience. My Nintendo one, stick drift. Sony ones haven't stick drifted. The only one I ever had trouble with was one PlayStation 4 controller that I used to let my son play Fortnite on, and he would just fucking go to town on those controllers. And then it eventually I had to bring it back to the store, and they replaced it for free, which was nice. But he fucked the left joystick all to hell. And then my Xbox controller, which I've only had for 2 years, to be fair, it feels cheap as fuck, but it works perfectly.
Rogue said he has 3 with stick drift for a PS5 controller.
Oh, he's so full of shit.
I mean, what are you doing? Are you sitting there going like this to the controller?
The game, it's only been out for 2 years. Like, how could you break 3 controllers that fast?
I'm on my 3rd PS5 controller right now.
Sitting there jerking the controller. I mean, that's the only way I can think that he's doing it.
I don't know, man. I love my little PS5 controller. Look, no stick drift.
Oh, thank.
Part of their profit model is selling peripherals. These things are designed to fail. Just because you apparently are a dainty video game player doesn't mean that it's
I
not
am
a bunch
dainty.
of plastic
No.
crap.
I don't play any shooters on console, so that could be a huge reason why it doesn't happen to me. Because shooters require a lot of
Jerking around.
So
I mean,
maybe
I do, and I'm still lucky with it. For some reason, mine have never had stick drift. PS4 and PS5.
Oh, like I said,
But
I don't-
Xbox,
Go ahead.
Xbox though, it's
Have you had trouble? With this?
I would. Oh, the Xbox One controllers, those were terrible. They were awful. So I was playing Call of Duty one time against my buddy. I have my controller sitting in my hand. I'm looking around. I take my finger off the little thing, the joystick, and all I see is my screen going. I'm not touching anything at that point. This is a brand new controller. Brand new. Done.
Yeah, no, I haven't had any trouble with Microsoft stuff either. So it's the only one I've ever got real stick drift on when I know I shouldn't have was my Joy-Cons, and it pisses me off. Nintendo, But at least they acknowledged it, and they were fixing them for free. So that was nice. I was just too lazy to send all mine to Japan because you had to send them in. So I just bought new ones. But they did offer.
Get them about a month later.
They did offer. So that was nice. I bought a Pro controller for Switch anyway. Like, I ain't using those tiny little fucking things. They're meant for baby hands. All right, let's get back into Destiny stuff. That was a good conversation. It was fun. I liked it. But let's go over to this week in Destiny, and then we can finish up the podcast and go farm trials. Yeah. Just trolling. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, this week in Destiny. Boom, boom. All right, the big one, the legendary shard information. It's shard to say goodbye. It almost sounds like they shit themselves. It's shard to say goodbye. Okay, so what's going on here is basically next season, they're going to start focusing out all legendary shards as currency, and then by the first season of the final shape, the legendary shards will just be gone. Out of your inventory, out of everything. Gone, gone, gone. There's no, like, holding on to them and turning them in for Glimmer like we did planetary materials, which you can still do. Hopefully they won't get rid of those. Sorry, I still got, like, 30,000 of them that I've been turning in for Glimmer my whole life. Please, for the love of God, Bungie, don't get rid of my planetary materials. Because I'm going to lose 74,000 legendary shards, and I'm pretty salty about it. But
No,
I'm
you're
going
not.
to... What? Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
What are you
No,
talking about?
You're not.
No, you're right.
You're not going to lose them.
I'm going to spend
You're-
as many as I possibly can before the
You're-
final shape come.
You're going to buy Ascended Alloys every week. You're going to buy Enhancement Cores every week.
Every
You're going to buy
day.
as many Phantasmal
No,
Fragments
that's
as you
exactly
possibly
what I'm gonna
can.
do.
Oh yeah, actually, but the fragments, the phantasmal fragments, you can still.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. I'm not going to go and spend all those until I know for sure that they're still going to be turnable in for Glimmer. So that's going to
Who
be
says they're
like
gonna
that's
tell
going to be
us?
like February 24th, 2024 is when you're going to see me on the moon just tick, 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 tick.
You actually think they're going to tell us before this season's over if that stuff's going to stick around? Nah, fam. We're not going to find out about any of that. Mm-mm.
Nope.
You're
no,
just either
no,
going
next
to
season.
you're going to
We're gonna
you're
wake
either
up
going to
and
be
it's gone.
gone. They're just going to be gone one day. That's all.
Wake up. What the fuck happened to my legendary shards?
I mean,
Yep.
that's going to happen in a few weeks, but
Basically.
All right. Anyway, so everything's going to cost Glimmer, cores, and shards, and
Ingrams.
some other shit.
Everything's going to cost Ingrams, and the Ingram costs are kind of dumb on some of this stuff. Especially the legacy stuff. Having to have 5 Ingrams, they increase the cost by 2 full Ingrams. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, they disabled Pirate Gale gauntlets for Titans till September 19th.
Oh,
They're
till after
going to
trials.
nerf the hell out of them.
Probably. Okay, let's stay focused on one thing at a time. All right, so basically, yeah. So it starts legendary 20, or sorry, it starts season 23. They're removing all of the cost from Monumental Lights. Glimmer, Exotic Cipher, and Spoils of Conquest will remain the same, with only the legendary shard cost changing. This should help new and returning players unlock many weapons. Returning players should have more. Fine. No. What? Are you fucking stupid? Sorry, Bungie. New and returning players, but everything still costs Spoils of Conquest. Like, that shit's way harder to get than legendary shards. Like, and exotic ciphers. You fucking idiots.
They've got to be doing something.
Bungie.
The
Look,
only
you
other
wanna
change
do-
they're
no,
making
listen.
is
You want to do it, that's fine. But don't say it's easier for people to get shit when it still has some of the hardest currency in the game to get.
not everything in the kiosk requires spoils.
Okay. Well,
In fact, the
I didn't
majority
know
of the
that.
stuff in the kiosk for those players that doesn't require spoils. It's
How would I
just
know that? I've
shards,
never had
glimmer,
to
and ciphers.
buy anything from that place.
That's why you still have 74,000 shards.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Anyway, so they're getting rid of all that stuff. And then, yeah, you can see the new costs. There's a grid on there. Earlier, new ritual weapons. Basically, they're going to cost engrams and glimmer. You know, standard ritual pool weapons, standard ritual pool armor. A whole bunch of stuff here. I ain't going to read it all.
They also tweeted that they're increasing the glimmer cap, and they're going to increase the rate at which glimmer drops. They said that on Twitter.
Yes, please increase the glimmer cap. 250, stupid. It's the dumbest shit ever. All right, and then they said the final shard. So I said this earlier. With the release of the final shard, legendary shards will no longer be in Destiny 2. So, basically, they're going to remove them from the rest of the sources in the game, which includes collections, trials, passages, rituals, vendor purchases, and many more. So those things should still cost legendary shards next season, but they won't in Season 24. It's not technically Season 24, but because they're switching to episodes. I wonder if they're going to start with Episode 1, and then we're just going to go from there. Like, seasons are done after next season. They
it would be weird if we
Episode 1.
started with episode 73. You know, that'd be kind of odd.
No, episode 24, because it's season 24.
Episode 69.
Makes sense to me, but whatever. I get it. It's episode 1. Episode 1. So, anyway, with the launch of the final shapes, they'll all be gone. But that's why they're not. Sorry, hold on. So they're not. We will not be offering a currency exchange. A lot of people are butthurt about this, including myself. The goal is to remove the shards, so they can basically fuck over anybody that used the glitch to stockpile thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of shards. Not thinking about the people that got them legitimately and have 50,000 shards that are basically just getting fucking railed by Bungie. For their commitment to the game, which is nice. Good job, Bungie. Assholes.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys. I get what you're saying. Also, it's going to disappear from your currency bar. I'd fucking hope so. You remove from the game, of course it's going to be gone from the currency bar. You degenerates. You imagine that? They remove legendary.
They're gonna leave it in the currency bar. It's just they're gonna let you see how much you had forever.
You know what? That would be amazing. That would be amazing for this one reason. I would make sure that the day before the final shape launched, that I had 69,420 legendary shards, and then that would be immortalized forever in my inventory screen. I'm just saying. I had 69,420 once. I made a TikTok about it. That way it would be saved forever. But if it was actually literally saved forever inside of my menu, we'd be solid. That'd be solid. Okay. So, dismantle rewards, they talk about changing it up a little bit. Glimmer
Mostly
reward.
they're increasing the amount of glimmer. Mostly it's them increasing the glimmer per item. The other stuff is stuff that's already there.
This is poop. Okay, they got to increase the enhancement core drop rate as a secondary reward. 25% is not high enough. I'm just saying. And if you disable or if you dismantle an exotic, you should get 100. You should get a core, 100% at the time. It's a fucking core.
What do you pour on cores?
I have like
plenty of shards, not enough cores.
I have 1,400 cores.
Shard rich, not core rich.
But yeah,
1,400 is plenty.
Yeah, it is plenty. But anyway, yeah, if you dismantle an exotic, yeah, make that 100%. Jesus, it's one fucking core. Like, I get 3 cores for doing a lost sector. Like, give me 1 core for dismantling an exotic. It's so stupid. All right, so ghosts just give you glimmer. Weapons, same thing, basically. Yeah, 25% on legendary and 60% on exotics.
Note that ships and sparrows are no longer on that list. They will no longer be able to be dismantled into glimmer.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I saw that. People were just like, stockpile glimmer by pulling sparrows into your vault.
No, that'll work for next season, but not after that.
Not after that. Yeah. They're not even going to be gone next season, though. So chillax. They're still going to be in our inventory, and they're still going to be used to purchase a ton of shit in season 23. They're only removing it from a few things next season. It says right up here. And then they'll completely be removing it at the launch of the final shape. So don't go fucking crazy and get rid of all your cores right now. Okay? We're good. You're good until February. Then you have to worry about it. You can buy a bunch of stuff,
Hopefully.
though. I plan on buying cores every day, enhancement shards, those ascendant alloys, as much as I can of everything, every day, every week, just for funsies, I guess. I don't know. All right. Anyway, we're gonna move along from there. It sucks, but it's whatever. It's the only reason I liked it is because I never had to worry about Glimmer. That's really it. Just the Glimmer. Never had to worry about Glimmer. It's been nice.
Now you'll get to run lost sectors like the rest of the plebes, or run public events like the rest of the plebes.
Well, as long as I keep planetary materials there, I'm good for another year or two. If they get rid of those, then I'm gonna have to run public
I
events.
am looking forward to the day they announce just before the final shape that those are going away too.
I'll be mad.
It's gonna be good content.
I'll throw something through my monitor.
And when they announce it on Twitter, and you can't help yourself but post a tweet endorsing it, so you can generate some hate feedback, I'm gonna laugh and laugh and laugh.
All right, yeah. So okay, so that actually reminds me. Before we get into Crota's End Day 1 numbers that they've posted on the Twid, I wanted to bring up. We used to have a recurring segment here on the podcast regarding Twitter hate for Bungie. So if you've never watched this or listened to this before, essentially I used to, well, I still do from time to time, but I did it a lot more when we were doing it regularly, was posting really nice things to Bungie on Twitter whenever they would say something. And then we would all come back here onto the podcast and laugh about all the people that hate me for it. And they would say some pretty crude shit. So I found a more toxic community than the Destiny community. And it may surprise you who they are. Yes, I said something negative recently about Taco Bell on Twitter. And I have never, like, whenever I say something nice to Bungie, I've been told that I like to suck wiener, that I like to ride their dick, that, you know, I'm good at gymnastics, stuff like that. It's totally cool. It's whatever. It's hilarious. We come back here. We laugh about it. It's a good time. But I said shit about Taco Bell, and I've got people on my Twitter telling me that I should fucking kill myself.
Whoa.
And yeah. And legit, all I said with the question was, what fast food chain is overrated? And I said, Taco Bell, comma, shit's not good. And then, like, it wasn't overly crazy. Like, I didn't get like 60 comments, but I got like I do on some of the Bungie posts. But the comments I did get were fucking visceral. Like, they were brutal. It was like, holy moly. A couple people agreed with me. I feel bad for them. They've probably been hunted down and murdered. But I'm lucky that I'm in Canada. They can't find me.
Listen, Greener. Anybody who's telling you to kill yourself over Taco Bell is about one Nacho Bel Grande away from a fucking heart attack. You fucking pieces of shit. Giving death threats out to people on fucking Twitter because they don't like your shitty food. Guess what? Taco Bell fucking sucks.
It really does.
Thank you. Anyway, it's not that I hate Taco, like hate Taco Bell. I'll eat Taco Bell. I like myself a Crunchwrap Supreme sometimes. Not very often, but from time to time. But listen. The question was, what fast food joint is overrated? And people always talk about Taco Bell like it's the best thing in the world. And it's just a taco.
Dumb people do that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of dumb people then, because I've heard that many, many times.
I could make one in my kitchen.
Especially when
better than that.
When I was in college, like, people fucking like had strokes over Taco Bell if they found out people are going there. Anyway, so it was just I was just so surprised. I was like, "Oh my god." And then that's literally what I was staring at my phone and I literally probably said like, these guys are more toxic than Destiny players. What the fuck? And it just surprised me. Because I've never had a Destiny player tell me to go kill myself.
Perfect college food.
Never. Never once. They've said a lot of nasty things, but never go kill myself. Anyway, it's cool. So, Taco Bell fans
Nasty
are fucking
things,
psychopaths.
nasty food.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, let's I guess let's continue on with the Crota's End day one numbers, which are really cool. They dropped some day one numbers here, which was I found pretty interesting. So I'm just going to go over them with you guys, and we can give some thoughts on what it is. So Guardians that enter Crota's End, and this number is, from what I understand, really high. 525,376. Wasn't maybe I'm mistaken, but wasn't Ron like only 400 some thousand?
I don't know. I didn't follow the numbers.
All right, hold on.
I
Let's see if I can
honestly
find
can't
them.
remember.
Ron, or here, I'll put it. Root of Nightmares, day one numbers. So, from what I understood is a lot of people were really excited by, well, there was a lot of people really mad about how easy Ron was, but a lot of people were really excited about how many people participated in the raid race compared to raids in the past. Okay, this does not provide me any numbers. Stupid bad. I don't want to know how many players beat it. I want to know how many players tried it.
Probably a lot by now.
No, on day one only.
Well, while you're looking that up, it is ironic that there were a lot of people angry at how hard this was by comparison.
Were they angry?
Like a lot. Yes, there were a lot of people
I was one of them.
that were angry about how hard this ended up as in comparison.
Oh, I was screaming at my TV and everything during that raid.
That's not good.
I mean, my team didn't clear the day one. We got to Crota and could get him down to final stand, but couldn't get him over the edge.
I got to Crota. We got him at half, and that was it. Game over. Raid, shut up. Your ute is easy if you actually know what you're doing.
No, we don't respond to the chat on the podcast.
Oh, my fault.
It's all good. Now you know. You can respond to them by typing if you want, but yeah. Okay, this one's actually from Bungie. Okay, maybe did they put an article out with numbers? Ah. Okay, so all right, it's a little higher than I thought it was, but because I thought Crota beat it, but it didn't. But total players that entered the raid were 582,000. So it was actually very comparable compared to the Crota's End was 525,376. So point being is Ron was one of the highest in a long time. Probably not Leviathan because that shit was... Destiny was popular back then. But... like, there was millions of people playing it. No, there still is, really. I don't know why I can't. I'm going to stop talking. Anyway, the point is, it was pretty successful, even though people were expecting it to be harder, which is really good. So this is interesting. Total Guardian deaths in Ron was 84 million, and total Guardian deaths in Crota's End was only 53 million. But the completion rate was so much lower. So what I'm thinking those numbers equal is people gave up way earlier in Crota than they did
I mean,
in Ron because they heard Ron was easy, so they kept going.
to be fair, the beginning part of Crota was a pain in the ass. So was the second part. And the third.
Most people got stopped at the bridge.
Fourth.
Well, we're gonna go over that because it's a lot.
Oh, does it have segments?
Over half of the people that joined couldn't beat Abyss, which is the first. It's lanterns for anyone who doesn't know the names.
Yeah.
And then out of the 248,000 that completed Abyss, 100,000 of them were able to beat Bridge. Or weren't able to beat Throne Bridge. So only 100,000 out of 525,000 actually got stopped by Bridge. So that's only 20%.
People getting stuck in Abyss, huh?
But 50% of people couldn't get through Abyss. Isn't that crazy?
Actually, there was somebody on the forums or Reddit, I don't remember which one I saw it on, that even on normal mode, his normal raid group hasn't been able to get past Abyss yet.
Still?
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's like, I don't normally mean to. I'm not one to shame somebody for something like that. It's not like, and I hope to God he never watches this because I'd feel terrible. But that's crazy. Anybody like?
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that.
Like, oh my God, that's nuts. Like we just last Sunday, we did the Triumph for it. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. Like to get that, and it still only took us like 45 minutes. Like, I don't even know if it took us that long. Man, anyway, probably about 45 minutes.
We did it first try, and it took like 20, 30 minutes.
I'm talking about the Triumph. The one where
I'm not good enough for that.
Okay. I mean, we did the Triumph, where you can't get, nobody in the fire team can get 10 stacks. That's the Triumph. So basically, you need to be 100% efficient in every way, shape, and form to make it to each lantern before anybody gets 10 stacks. You have to wait to the exact moment before the lantern blows up to leave. That way, the next person is always ready to light up the next lantern. Lots of people, every one of us were using Strand. We had the gun that shoots, or I don't know if it's a gun or if it's an ability or something that you can make the Strand tangles that people can use their grapple on. Like it was super efficient. One of the none of, like, I can't think of another Triumph right off the top of my head that required that much team coordination, and nobody can make a mistake to get from one end to the other on a perfect synchronized lantern or light holding or whatever buff to get perfectly. And we were still the point is we were still able to do that. It blows my mind that somebody can't get through it normally, because it's especially if you
after you spend a little bit of time, you kind of get the idea and gist of it. But
like, I mean, if even somebody's struggling with it, like throw on Strand, throw on an eager edge sword, and there is like nobody in the world.
There is
absolutely. Can't get through the gate.
If somebody can't get through it, the last thing you want them to do is put on Strand or an eager edge sword. If people are having a problem doing it, you do no skips. You do no speed running. Everybody holds hands and walks together. Everybody's always around each other. That way, if somebody goes down, there's somebody there to immediately pick them up. and there's always people around to do the chalice. You have a rigid order in which people are picking things up. This is how you get people through it the first time if they're having problems with it.
I can't handle orders.
And point of fact, when I'm Sherping, if people are on strand or eager edge swords, I tell them take that shit off. Don't even have it on. Put it away or get out of my raid. I'll get somebody else.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
If
it.
it's a Sherpa, you got to do it, because new people, especially if they're new people that have a hard problem with a bunch of different things going on at once,
Yeah.
they won't be able to do it.
That's
This
fair.
raid is not difficult, but there is a lot of things going on all at once that people have to be able to manage. And if somebody is prone to panicking, it's all over for them.
It's all over. Anyway, no, that's fine. I get it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's crazy. Anyway, sorry. I thought it was crazy that they couldn't do it on day one, and you're just telling me that there's still a fire team that can't get through it 2 weeks later.
I mean, listen, man.
That
Only
hurts my
4%.
wiener.
Only 4% of the Destiny population ever even completes raids at all. So, just how it is.
How big is the Destiny population?
I don't know.
Because you
But
say
those are the numbers
4%,
from
yet
Warmind.
600,000 people were in the raid. So
4% of total players.
That would indicate that there's 10 million people playing the game.
There's probably 10 million accounts out there. Who knows if they're still all currently
that doesn't
active.
fucking count then. Give me currently active people, and then we'll see what the percentage is.
And that's Guardians enter Crota's in. That's not necessarily players either. So keep that in mind.
Oh, all right.
They count different characters as different Guardians.
Sorry. All right, Captain. All right, Captain. You got it. All right. Anyway, so yes. All right. I wanted to point this out because I was talking earlier because there was less deaths in Crota's End. So I was saying people were giving up earlier. 3.9 million hours spent in the raid, or minutes or hour. I guess probably hours, right? Yeah, probably. Anyway, 3.9 million, and then Ron was 4.5 million. So yeah, I was right. People gave up way earlier. On Crota's End than they did Ron. And you know why? Because the encounter people got stuck on Ron was the third encounter and the last encounter. And it is way less heartbreaking when you get stuck on the last encounter of a raid on day one than it is when you get stuck on the fucking second encounter.
Or the first encounter.
Or the first encounter. So to get through those numbers, yeah, like I said, half of the people that went in the raid didn't get past Abyss. So they were able to, I assume, clear the initial bridge. Maybe they didn't even get that far. Make it down.
Well, they had to have, right? Because Abyss has a rally flag. So that would be actually players that got there. At the very least.
If that's how they measure it. Maybe
the encounter doesn't actually start until you pick up the thing after the rally flag. It's an actual encounter. It's not the opener.
I know, it just says clears the cleared Abyss. So the only thing we know about the 270,000 people that didn't is that they didn't clear Abyss. It doesn't say that they made it there.
You are reading way too far into this.
I know, but it's true. Maybe they didn't.
It's not true. It's 100% supposition. You don't. That's my point.
Okay, well, I guarantee there's at least 1,000 of the 270,000 that didn't even make it to Abyss.
You can't guarantee that. You don't know.
can guarantee it. I just did.
You can't.
Did you hear me?
You can't. It
All right,
doesn't mean
Bungie.
anything.
Confirm, Bungie, please. Thank you.
To be fair, you could add up the numbers.
No. It doesn't say, right? So you had 525.
We don't have the data point he's trying to cite. He's making up numbers.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. We don't have the data point. What we have is how many entered and then how many cleared Abyss. So we know the only thing we do in fact know is, let's see, 525, 376, subtract 248, 041. Wait, what? Those numbers aren't right. 525, 376, subtract 248, 041. So the only thing we know for sure is at some point between the entrance of Crota's End and the end of Abyss, 277,335 Guardians didn't get from one point to the other. We don't know where they or where they ended up and how far they got. That's all I was saying. Some of them could still be up top on the moon, stuck there
To this day.
to this day.
Definitely.
Indefinitely. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So out of 248,000, 145 beat the bridge. So we lost 100,000 on the bridge. Me and my fire team were 6 of those. We did not make it past the Oversoul Throne Bridge. We got one of our last-ish attempts. We got everybody one person over. We were so close, and then we got overwhelmed on the other side by barrier champions and knights or something. Well, not knights, but barrier champions and ogres probably. I don't fucking know. Some shit. All right. So out of 145,000 people that beat the Throne Bridge, only 78,000 finished E-route, however that's pronounced.
You.
So about half of the people that got by the bridge got past Ear and then about half of the people that got past Ear got beat Crota, 37,720. So we had 37,720 Guardians beat Crota in 48 hours. Compared to 197,694 that beat Nezarect. Which is about... How many was that? So 197 times...
I don't know, but I'm about one more equation away from taking a nap.
Okay, all right. Fine. Fair enough.
Getting tired?
No, he's just bored of me. All right. So, fair enough. So that
You are very excited about these numbers and these comparisons, but I can't. For the life of me, I can't figure out why, because this is it's so nothing. Maybe it's because I deal with numbers all day. Like I deal with reports all day with like actual money and actual things that like affect people, not fucking.
I just deal with measurements.
However many people didn't make it all the way to the Abyss. Incidentally, Greener, if you total up everybody for the Abyss, the Throne Bridge, the Iryut, and Crota, there's still a delta of about 16,000 players. So there are maybe 16,000 players that didn't actually get past the fucking bridge opening.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Add up all the numbers.
I just told you.
So I don't know.
So there you go.
I don't have it.
16,000 people couldn't complete that ad clear.
I don't know why anybody cares about these numbers, honestly.
I think they're interesting, and I run a Destiny community. And the more
for a laugh,
the bigger these numbers are, the better for me, because that means the community is healthy. So I find stuff like this very interesting.
I mean, if you're trying to make a community grow, and you look at high numbers like that, it actually can be partly excite you a little bit. That's how I see it anyway.
They definitely look good in comparison to Ron. Obviously, 582 at the beginning of Lightfall. Lightfall was really big. We had Season of the Deep, and like the whole game went down this big chute of inactivity. And like when you see Destiny do that, like Shrouded does the same thing, and you can see like if you put the two graphs
the numbers
side by
transfer
side,
over.
it goes like this, right? So basically, seeing these numbers almost equal to a more popular time in Destiny is to me is interesting, and it's good, and I like it. So there you go.
All right, that's fair. That makes sense.
All right, but however, I just did the math, and only so about 19% of the amount of people that cleared Ron cleared Crota. So hopefully those numbers are acceptable for the elite Destiny players, that they didn't complain much. And from what I understood, when I saw on Twitter, everybody seemed pretty happy with the difficulty level. Out of all those elite. Out of all those elite. Elites of the elite. And I was okay with it, and I didn't even complete the raid. So I think maybe they found a good spot. What do you think?
I mean, I liked it better when there were only 2 teams that actually completed Last Wish, but you know.
How do you like when only 2 teams complete though? That's way too like
Watching, because back in those days I wasn't actually doing the raiding. I was actually watching the raid races, and it was before, that was at a time before they did things like, we're going to turn off our audio and we're going to stream literally a black screen of nothing so that nobody can see what we're doing because it's a competition. But we're still going to be live and hope that our 4,000 viewers stay watching a silent black screen. And they did. Like, what the fuck, people? I don't get it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I would look at the black screen, hear nothing, and just click out of it.
I'm pretty sure that I would go blind even watching the gameplay for that long. So I can't imagine just staring at a black screen. Like, I don't know. I'd never watch a raid race personally. Maybe I'd find it more interesting if I was competable, like, you know, top 100 or something. But since it's even rare that I do the whole thing, then it's not interesting to me.
Top 100 for me would be a little far-fetched. I'd go at least top 500.
I'm just saying if I think I would find them more entertaining if I was like in that skill group of like top 100. But in reality, the easiest day one ever was Ron, and I was still like 6,000th.
That raid was fairly easy.
Yeah. All right, anyway, let's keep moving on. They're improving drops for essences. So all you people bitching and moaning about your necrochasm and your fucking outlaw catalyst, you have a better opportunity to get it done faster starting September 19th. Okay, that's Tuesday, if you didn't know. So please stop, for the love of God, bitching and moaning about it. You whiny fuckers.
Those are the same people that are bitching and moaning about necrochasm not causing thrall explosions off any kill and not just headshots, even though it's insanely easy to get precision kills with necrochasm because it's got 94 stability, and when you get a kill, its stability ramps up to 100. Fucking losers, learn how to play the fucking game.
Damn, Wreck going off.
He's going for the throat on that one.
I mean, that would be a stupid. That is stupid. Like, if people are complaining about that, like, that would be.
It's not as good as Striga, because Striga just needs kills. Shut the fuck up. Learn to click heads, you piece of shit.
It's not that hard, to be completely frank. But you also know what is really good that I just found out yesterday is hold on, I forget what it's called, so I just gotta pull up Dim. I got the Crotazan hand cannon.
Word of Crota.
Yeah, hold on. I forget the name of the perk because my brain ain't working.
You talking about the origin trait, or are you talking about one of the damage?
The origin trait is part of it, obviously, because it causes explosions too after melee kills.
Yeah, but it's any kill.
Okay, yeah. So I know there's better rolls on this, but recently, well, no, you have to kill melee first.
Yeah.
And then any kill after that for like for a set amount of time. Which is anyway, I got to roll with that. Well, obviously, it comes with they always come with that. But I also got Dragonfly.
Yep.
And I really like that hand cannon right now. It's really fun to use. You got explosions, punch somebody, quadrillion explosions, things going on, boom, 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 amazing. Anyway, and then so I looked at the perk pool, and there were some other things that I think would be really good on it because obviously it's a full It has repulsor brace, so I think that could be interesting. And some other stuff. I forget what it was. Anyway, the point is, it feels really good to me. Like, it feels strong. It feels good. It's a 180, which is weird. I don't know why it feels good or whatever, but I was having fun with it. Is my point with the Dragonfly and the Cursed Thrall. I have Frenzy for a damage perk, so I mean that helps, but like that doesn't really synergize. But there might be some better rolls, but I only have 4 out of 5 right now for the craftable, so I just gotta wait to get another one. That'll be interesting. And then I had another one that had Sword Logic and Killing Wind on it, and it's really good in PvP.
No.
And yeah, if you can stack the kill multiplier, you can 2-shot with it. True story.
Somebody at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. I thought he would be more excited about a 2-shot with hand cannon, but never mind. Anyway.
Me personally, I like the AR you get. That AR is very, very nice with incandescent. I forget what I told you the other perk was earlier, but I'm blanking on it. But very, very nice.
Yeah, I have an incandescent outlaw roll on that, and I've got 3 more rolls here. Life of Action Outlaw, Swashbuckle Zen Moment. Oh, that'd be all right.
You know what I hate?
What?
I hate it when you have a no soliciting sign right on your door,
And somebody tries
but
to.
then a door-to-door
And they do
salesman
it
comes and
anyways.
tries to sell you something, and when you tell them I got a no soliciting sign, they try to tell you how they're not soliciting you for like new windows or solar panels or whatever. Fucking assholes.
That's
Anyway.
funny.
They just don't get personal bound, or they don't get it sometimes.
Anyway, let's keep going. This is going a bit long, so let's finish up. The drops for Essence are increasing. Go get them now. Well, actually, no.
Cry. People that could have never made it in Destiny 1 bitching about oversoul
And
essences.
also, people that can't play any other MMORPG ever in the history of man, because Destiny is literally the most accessible one that I've ever played in my life. Like, you used to have to get 50 or 65 fucking tokens just to get a pair of boots from Icecrown Citadel in World of Warcraft. And guess what? You only got 1 per encounter. You fucking dorks. And you had to get 5 pieces of armor and a sword and a shield. That's 7. There's probably more too. An offhand thing? Oh yeah, there was. And trinkets and rings. Like, and you had to buy them all. You had to buy them all. And that was the only way to get them. You just had to fucking run that thing every day over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, listen, I have a job and 27 kids, and I have only 3 minutes to play every day.
Well, keep your pecker in your pants, you fucking loser. Like, stop having
Sounds
so many
like
kids.
a personal problem. Skill
Anyway.
issue, no game.
The people, like, I actually said that on Twitter not long ago, was when people were complaining about the oversoul thing. I forget what I said, but then somebody was chirping back at me, and I was like, not everything has to be for everyone. They didn't like that. I forget what they said, but they chirped back at me again. But, like, really, literally, not everything has to be for everyone. It doesn't have to be that way. Like, chill out, guys. They're like, there's plenty of games that you play, and
It's almost like some of the guys, they want the stuff handed to them.
yeah, everybody wants
And
it.
it doesn't work that way.
Agreener, why you always gotta be gatekeeping stuff, man? Huh?
Fuck off. All right. Anyway, next thing on the Twid was the launch day for Master Difficulty Crota's End is Tuesday. So get ready to rock and roll. If you want to get that Triumph done next week, or a seal done next week will be the first challenge, and the challenges, from what I heard, didn't seem that hard. I can't remember exactly what they were, but I was talking to Grim about them because he was one of the only people in Shrouded that actually completed challenge mode. So that should be good. Should be fun. Can't wait. Woo! I do gotta get my light level up though. I'm pretty low this season. Should open up Golgi, see what's going on. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, September 29th or September 19th. Boom boom. New PvP updates coming in season 22 and 23. They're just saying they're doing a bunch of stuff and they're expediting the change to Antaeus wards. So there you
Not
go.
just Antaeus wards.
That's all I see here.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll get to it in a second. They're also bringing back Citadel.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Do we hate Citadel or do we like it?
It's all right. It's not the best map they could have brought back, but it'd be nice to have some more variation.
Older maps.
Okay, they are doing more stuff here. Okay, so yeah, Antaeus Ward. I heard about that nerf. Young Amakara's Spine.
Your trip mines only refund energy on kills instead of damage, which basically kills them for boss
I was going to say,
DPS.
that makes it useless, so good job. All right, submachine guns. Globally increasing recoil. Okay. That sucks, but... especially for controller players. Sniper rifle body shot nerf to Crucible. Details to come. All right. Sniper rifles are getting damage buff in PvE to offset. So this will be offset by that. Okay. So the nerf is happening to both, but they're getting a damage buff in PvP to fix it in PvE. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, correct.
They're decreasing kickstart damage bonus. Damage will fall off harder at longer ranges. So fusion rifles are getting a nerf. Airborne effectiveness will be increasing airborne accuracy of sniper rifles, slug shotguns. Why? You should not be jumping in the air and shooting a sniper rifle. What game is this?
Destiny, the game with space magic with abilities to let you hang in the air.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be able to use a sniper rifle up there. Plain and simple.
Why? You're very stable when you're floating up there.
No game in the world lets you jump and shoot a sniper rifle, except for a scout in Counter-Strike. Never mind. There's literally maps designed around jumping and shooting with scouts in Counter-Strike. So, okay, fine. If Counter-Strike does it, I'm okay with it because that is the best competitive shooter in history. So, hands down.
Are you using Counter-Strike to justify or shit on things that are happening in Destiny? Is that really what's going on right now?
I just used it to justify. I just used it to justify them allowing sniper rifles to shoot from the air. So yeah, because some of the funnest maps are called No Gravity Scout.
All right, get back on the porch, Grandpa. Let's move on. Come on.
What do you mean? Counter-Strike 2 just came out. It's a brand new game.
Are you playing Counter-Strike 2 or are you still living in 1?
Well, it's first of all, it's Counter-Strike Global Offensive, not Counter-Strike 1.
Uh,
Counter-Strike 1 was Counter-Strike 1.6, and it was released in 1997. And nobody's been playing that for 2 decades. So, anyway, yes, I like Counter-Strike, and it is easily the best competitive shooter ever.
Destiny ain't trying to be a competitive shooter and never has.
Yeah, but everybody always...
It's
Listen,
a space magic shooter.
You can say that all you want, but every developer dreams of having a game like their PvP mode as successful as, the original Halos, as successful as Counter-Strike, as successful as Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, and hardcore PvP players have been asking repeatedly to bring this back into the game. The people that enjoy Destiny PvP have been asking repeatedly to be able to float in the air as a warlock and snipe people and get their shots on in the air with their shotguns.
I've already
how it
been
is.
I've already been changed on this concept. I told you. I thought I remembered Counter-Strike had it, so it's okay.
Okay.
Right? You don't need to convince me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're good to go. All right, Checkmate's entering Crucible Labs. Boom, 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 boom on Tuesday. So go check it out, play it, have fun. Okay, there was a cool tessellation video. No one cares. Bing, 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 bing,
There's
bing.
a couple of cool ones.
Yeah, we never watch them anyway. We don't watch the videos on here. Nobody. Some people listen to the podcast, so we try not to focus too much on the video portion of it.
Oh, I don't do that at all.
Because it'll ruin it for those poor human beings. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's see what we got here. What the fuck?
Cool little cosplay.
Listen, you got an animal.
What the hell is that?
All right, Chad. They were talking about hive worms and shit, and he linked this at the bottom of the twid. And this is what we got.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So enjoy that, chat. Go to bed thinking about that thing, especially its mouth hole. And it's cute. Look how chubby his cheeks are. I bet they're poison glands. Devil. Little fucking devil, man. Get out of here. All right.
Shout out to the Devils.
Yeah. Boom. All right. We're stop sharing. La 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 la. All right. This went on too long because we started too late, but it's all good. It's cool. Right on. So basically, that's all the Destiny news so far or that we had this week. There's nothing else I can think of talking about. Remember to get into hard mode or master mode, whatever the fuck it's called. Crota's End next week, what do you know? Do we know what the GM next week is?
What's that?
I don't know. I said, do we know what the GM next week is?
No.
All right.
I don't keep track of that stuff.
All right, it's plug time. This is the part of the stream, our podcast where we plug something. I don't know if it on a personal level, like your Twitch channel or whatever it happens to be, or your YouTube channel, or whatever. You really like a TV show and you want more people to watch it. It doesn't fucking matter what you plug, or you can plug nothing. Anyway, Rec, you got anything for me?
Shrouded Player of the Week stream might be me on my channel the next 4 weeks while Agreener is on vacation. We're gonna see if we can't work out those details.
I was gonna give you access to stream on mine.
Okay, all right, that's fine too. Whatever it is, it might be my smiling face.
Cool.
Anyway.
All right. Not on Tuesday. The next one.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Just FYI. I don't leave until Friday.
Okay.
So,
Good. Then there's still time for me to learn stuff because I ain't doing it tonight. I'm
Vacation
gonna go
or
eat dinner
something?
after this.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. Yes. Keep that in mind. I'm going on vacation next Friday. Rect is well. We're gonna talk about teaching him how to do the Player of the Week stream. So you guys might see him on here moving forward for the next 2 weeks after that, doing those for us, which is super awesome. Thanks, Rect. All right, you got anything you want to plug, Rip?
Not really. Besides, help each other out. If anybody needs a hand in any of the chats, just lend a hand. If you're free and you're bored, just lend a hand.
Isn't that quaint? He has a Twitch channel too. You should go follow him. That's how you really plug. I'll do it for you. So it's R1p. Are those zeros or O's? Zeros?
0.
R1p0l0gy. Go follow him on Twitch. I'll also put a link in the description on the YouTube, so you can check it out. And as for me, I've got a couple things. Obviously, always the community streams, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It doesn't always happen on Wednesdays, but we try to get it done most of the time. We go over the Player of the Week and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun on twitch.tv/shroudedgaming. If you stumbled on this podcast and you're not part of our Destiny community, please join it at shroudedgaming.com/discord. You can find us there. We're all chilling. There's a little bit of work to get into our clans once you reach the Discord, but just ask for help. Tons of people ready to go, ready to help at any given moment. Let you know how to do it. If Falky's responds to you, just ignore him completely and ask for someone else to help. What else? Oh, tomorrow, catastrophe stream. I have a hurricane bearing down on the Bay of Fundy, which is just over here, and it's supposed to hit us tomorrow morning. I'm going to stream the catastrophe stream as long as I have power, or there's no tree on my house. But if it goes down, you know why. I am dead.
So they're gonna be a. You're in a basement. You'll be fine. Is there gonna be a? You have a sump down there just in case.
A sump, like a sub pump.
Yeah.
Sump pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we no.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, you need to add something for a large amount of bits for you to go do some IRL streaming from outside.
Oh my God, no! Go out into the hurricane. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Get you a little life raft for outside.
Agreener, here's $100,000 bits. I want you to go do 5 push-ups out in the street right now.
Oh damn! I would do that in a heartbeat. 100,000.
Oh man.
It's like $1,000, man. Oh yeah, it is actually. It's exactly what it is. Yeah, I'd definitely do that. I'd risk my life for $1,000. Anyway, so you should come to the stream and support the community tomorrow because I don't know, I might be dead on Sunday, so we'll see. Not really. We'll be safe. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I think that's all the plugs we got. I guess, yeah. If you're not watching this video, go watch this video. I'm just kidding. That's obviously a joke. All right, calm down. That's it for us. So that's episode 33 this week of Shrouded. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to our guests, Mister Wrecked R1p0l0gy. You guys were great. I really appreciate your time and you being here. Sorry we started late and ended late, but I had fun anyway. Thank you so much for coming. This is it. We're out. Goodbye.
Goodbye.